Hey church family, I just wanted to record this short video at the start of our new term, and I wanted to just spend a few minutes thinking about the idea of hospitality. You see, hospitality is one of these very simple ideas that in many ways paints a really glorious picture of the gospel and how the gospel has changed our lives. You see, for us as Christians, we were once strangers, aliens, the Bible describes us, and yet we've been brought near by the work of the cross of Jesus Christ. In fact, we've not just been brought near, we've actually been welcomed into God's household. Hospitality paints that picture in time, in space, and in bread and butter and maybe even jam sandwiches. We're saying something with the way that we live our lives. In fact, in 1 Peter 4 verse 9, Peter writes this to the churches that he's writing to. He says, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. You see, hospitality, particularly in our day, it fights against the individualistic culture that we are just so utterly submerged into. You see, hospitality, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes love. And probably one of the things that we don't think about as much as we should, hospitality takes risk. What do I mean by that? I mean that things could go wrong when offering hospitality. What if you have nothing to talk to the individual or the family that you've invited over? What if they have loads of dietary needs that you don't know how to handle? The list of reasons to not pursue hospitality is just massive. And yet here's the thing. The list of reasons for God to not pursue welcoming me into his household was infinitely longer and infinitely more tragic. And yet he reached out to me in love and mercy and has welcomed me, and he's welcomed you into his glorious family. And so really this video is an encouragement at the start of this new term to make hospitality a real priority in your life. Now maybe you're sat watching this video thinking, well, that's all well and good, Adam, but I don't even know where to start. Well, let me give you just a few very simple, like baby steps that you could take to pursue hospitality this term. Here's the first one, the 3-minute rule after the service. How does this work? In the first 3 minutes after the service is finished, make it your goal that you're not going to talk to people that you know, but you're going to go and find people that you don't know, and you're going to deliberately introduce yourself to them. That's a really simple, low bar way that you can be welcoming people into the family of ECC. It's a low bar way of showing hospitality to others. Another way, when you're talking to people after the service, particularly people you don't know, to really look to try and remember their name, and then next Sunday to deliberately go and find them and to use their name. There's something really powerful about that when people remember maybe their name and one or two items of their lives. It shows that you've really been listening and taking seriously them as an individual, and it's a way of saying we've seen you and we want you to belong here. Thirdly, when you're talking to maybe a group of people and you see some people on their own, be deliberate in looking to welcome them into the circle. Let's have open circles on a Sunday. If you see some people sat on their own, try and bring them into the circle. Maybe even invite them to sit with you in the service and then introduce them to other people on a Sunday. What about another way that wants a rule. Now this could be once a month we're going to have somebody over for lunch after one of our Sunday services. It might be we're going to once every 2 weeks we're going to have people over for lunch. It might be once every 2 weeks we're going to meet people for a walk on a Saturday morning. One of the things I've observed is if you have a rule like that, you set yourself a little rhythm, it's much easier because it's always in the back of your mind that we've got this little rule and we need to be doing something about it. Many of you know that Lorna and I have been looking to try and have people over once a month on a Sunday evening for what we've just called coffee and cake. And we're slowly plodding our way through the list of people on Church Suite in order to try and welcome people into our homes. Maybe you could make a similar type of rule and then just look to pursue welcoming people into your lives. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's inspired you that over this coming term, let's look to pursue hospitality as a simple picture of the gospel in action amongst us as a church community. God bless you all.